What is going on, guys? My name is Taylor Stuber, and I'm here to break down a couple of my favorite NBA player props on PrizePicks.com. It is game number 5 of the NBA Finals. It's essentially a 3-game series now, with the Golden State Warriors having 2 home games. Having that advantage, I think, is huge. And, we're kind of going to play under the assumption that the Warriors are going to be playing with a lead. We currently have a 211 over-under. The Warriors are 4-point favorites. Came up from 3.5-point favorites to 4-point favorites. So the juice coming in on the Golden State Warriors, and I think that is rightfully so. Celtics really needed to close out that last game, but just wasn't able to. So it looks like the Warriors probably going to win this game. And so, like I said earlier, we're going to be playing this slate under the assumption that they are going to be playing with a lead, which is going to cut back the minutes on some guys, give some guys a bit more additional minutes. Now, I don't think this game blows out by any chance, so I still think that, the key players are going to get their full complement of minutes, but some guys are going to get more or less because of the slight lead from the Warriors. But let's just jump right into it. So we are going to start off with my favorite play of the day. I think it's essentially a free square out there. It's going to be Kevon. We got all caps on it. Kevon Looney over 7.5 rebounds. Really like this play today. He came off the bench last time. Steve Kerr changed up the rotation a bit. The starting lineup, that is, rather, with Otto Porter in the starting lineup. They started with Draymond Green at the 5 as opposed to Kevon Looney. But when Kevon Looney came in, he was masterful out there. If we look at the rebounding chances of that last game, despite him coming off the bench and only playing 28 minutes, he still came up with 18 rebound chances. And Steve Kerr, after the game, said that they wanted to get him more minutes, that they should have played him more, and that in the fourth quarter, they were about to bring out Draymond Green, but, he was the one that got fouled, and it kind of messed things up. And Kevon Looney was going to come in a bit earlier. So Kevon Looney, I think, plays like 31 minutes, and playing against a Boston Celtics team who have been struggling from the mid-range and three-point line should allow a ton of rebound chances for Kevon Looney. And on top of that, Robert Williams played 31 minutes last time. I doubt that happens again. And with less minutes of him on the court, that's going to lead to better rebounding chances for Kevon Looney, because Robert Williams is the best rebounder on the Boston Celtics side. And another thing, if we are assuming that they are playing with a lead, Kevon Looney is going to be out there for defensive reasons. If they are playing from behind, they're probably going to go with Draymond Green at the 5, maybe some Bielisa, some Otto Porter, with more Jordan Poole out there to get some more scoring output out there. But I do think that they are going to win this game pretty handily. And so Kevon Looney, like we saw in the end of last game, when they finally captivated that lead, they kind of held on to it with Kevon Looney out there, as opposed to Otto Porter, despite Otto Porter playing. And Kevon Looney, if you look at the samples of last game, that the best unit that they had out there was when Kevon Looney was out there at the 5, and as opposed to him being on the bench. But that is my favorite play of the day. The next favorite play I'm going to be talking about is going to be Jason Tatum over 6.5 rebounds. Obviously, if we think that Robert Williams isn't going to be playing as much today, we're going to see more of that one center lineup out there. We know that they want to play small. We saw a lot at the beginning of the year. They would start Robert Williams and Al Horford together like they will today, assuming Robert Williams plays. He is questionable as of right now. I think he plays. But at the beginning of the year, they would always close with one of the centers. More towards the end of the year, and when they were healthy in the playoffs, they would close with Robert Williams and Al Horford. But that does not appear to be the case anymore. So Jason Tatum is constantly going to be the second best rebounder out there outside of the starts of the halves, because I don't think the overlap with Horford and Robert Williams is going to be as large as we saw during the majority of the season. And one last thing I wanted to mention, so I'll mention it right now with Jason Tatum. Tatum over 6.5 rebounds is currently at -145, which anything above like -140, -145 on DraftKings Sportsbook means it's a great value over on PrizePicks. But if you take a look, Kevon Looney, if he's to get over 7.5, which means 8 rebounds, that is currently sitting at -165. -165 for Kevon Looney to pass that 7.5 rebound mark. I really like that play. Pairing that with Jason Tatum over 6.5 rebounds. If we look at the rebounding chances of the Boston Celtics in that last game, Robert Williams, like I said, played 31 minutes. And when he's playing, anywhere in that range of minutes, he's probably going to come up with the most rebound chances But I think those minutes do come down quite a bit today. And then second on the team was Jason Tatum at 16 rebound chances, played 42.7 minutes. I think we're going to see a ton of minutes from him again today, probably playing 43, 44 minutes. This is one of the most pivotal games of the series. Whenever the series is tied going into game 5, their star players is going to be playing as many minutes as they can. We've seen Jason Tatum get up to 45 minutes. And so, the more time that he's out there, the more opportunities he's going to have. Really like Jason Tatum over 6.5 rebounds. If you guys want some additional plays, I don't mind the Marcus Smart over 1.5 steals/blocks. Obviously, the last 2 games, he's been incredibly healthy. He's played very, very well. I don't mind his fantasy score, but it's his steals and blocks and steals that I want to take advantage of. He got 4 last game, and he played 40-plus minutes, which we are going to see yet again today. And I also don't mind the overs on Derek White today, just because I do think Robert Williams is going to play less minutes. I think this game is going to be the Celtics are going to be playing from behind today, which is going to equal more minutes for Derek White. Now, Derek White has not been playing particularly well lately, but the minutes should be there, and Groves should play 35, 36 minutes. I don't mind his over 21 fantasy score. Also don't like the over, with the Derek White thing, I would rather have the over 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists rather than the fantasy score. And then for Jordan Poole, I do like his unders yet again, taking his under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. His minutes are going to continue to be down in that 18, 20 minute range unless there's some foul trouble or injury. Especially with Gary Payton back. I think that if they are playing with a lead the entire game, Gary Payton could probably play more minutes than Jordan Poole. Really like Gary Payton's minutes today. Don't like Jordan Poole. So like Jordan Poole's under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But appreciate you guys watching this video. Best of luck tonight, and until next time, peace.